Here's our next work by Caspar David Friedrich. This is titled Wanderer Above a Sea of Mist. I know, it's just explanatory, right? We see a man who has a walking stick, and he's wearing a fancy hiking outfit. He's got on a deep forest green velvet suit. Wow, okay. And he's come up this rock outcrop of rock, and he's looking down and over this amazing vista of mountain peaks and craggly rocks, and then there's this cloud cover that it's obscuring most of the landscape. You can see his hair is whipping around. Is this a self-portrait? I don't know. I mean, it could be. Friedrich's got some intense sideburns going on, right? Perhaps, but he's not giving us a face. Now, you've done this twice already with Caspar David Friedrich. I want you to tell me, what do you think and what do you feel when you look at the scene? How about this? What if you were this man standing on this rock? What would you be thinking and feeling? Okay, well, let's talk about this landscape. This landscape in front of him and behind him and around him, the mountains and the mist and the clouds. It's very beautiful, but it's also very hostile. What do I mean by hostile? If you fall, it's gonna hurt. It's rough. There's just, pointy, jagged rocks. There's barely any trees. There's certainly no villages or green meadows or romping deer and some beautiful wildflowers. Instead, this landscape is quite fearsome. Beautiful and fearsome. Ah, it's the sublime coming out to play in a landscape. So we got a sublime landscape. Now, if you were the viewer, what was some of the things that you were thinking? Would you feel accomplished because you made it to the top of this rock? When I ask this question in class, students will say accomplished. Some will say frightened because they're frightened of heights. Some would say lost. Maybe lost on this hike or a feeling of loss. Some students speak to it as he's contemplating his future and all the things he's going to uncover. The mist rolling through is going to be revealing the path ahead, and they see this as a form of optimism. Other students have said things like, he's gonna jump! Oh my God, like he's gonna commit suicide. Okay. Some people look at this and feel despondent, like there's too many obstacles in his path. However you interpreted this is correct, because you have projected yourself and your thoughts and your feelings into this figure. That is why Friedrich did not give you a face. He doesn't want to assign this to some specific emotion or some certain feeling or thought or even age of this human. We know it's a guy, but you know what I mean. Us as a viewer is forced to anchor ourselves in this man. He is the center of the composition, so our eye immediately goes there. Look at how the two mountains form almost like these two arrows, like look here, look here, look here. Also, he is the only stable force in this entire scene. If we were to stand in front of this painting, where are we in the landscape? Are we on that rock? No, because the rock is clearly sloping down. So if we're on this mountaintop with him, we are down the peak and farther away. And therefore, we put ourselves right there with him, or we're hovering somewhere in the middle. And he is our only stable force. This type of composition, allowing the silhouette to allow you to project using a silhouette to allow you to project yourself, it's totally typical of Friedrich. He loves doing it. If I could, I would show you more examples. It's also extremely effective in movie posters. Look at this. This is just a few at random movie posters. And look at what they do. They will put the hero, the center of the story, in the center of the composition. And then you become the hero and you are projected into this adventurous landscape. It's insane, right? It's a very effective composition, and Friedrich did it first. Oh, and then because I can't resist. Here, look at this. Selfie, hey.